This one exercise will help you finish the year strong. Welcome to this little thing we called the Golden Pause. This is episode 10. Can you believe it? I'm so excited. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it this far, if I could put up with listening to myself and looking at myself on a camera, but I've done it. This is episode 10. This is going to be the last episode for the year. We're going to have a little break, and then we're going to get right back into it on the 1st of January, which is a Thursday. And in this thing that we call the Golden Pause, we talk about consciousness, we talk about happiness, we talk about creating change, and like a whole lot more through the filter of hypnosis with me, Lucas, a clinical hypnotherapist. And we make sure that we finish each episode with something that we call the Golden Reset, which is a guided meditation to essentially, over time, train your whole being to be a happier, calmer you. And if that's something that you would like, join us, stick with us until the end of the episode, where we'll have that guided meditation. So let's talk about this one exercise that will mean that you can have a stronger finish to the year. Now, who wouldn't want that? I mean, and by exercise, I'm not talking about like physical exercise. Don't worry. There's plenty of channels that look at that. But you know, this whole season of the end of the year, of Christmas, is a bit of a bittersweet season for a lot of people, isn't it? I don't know what it's like for you, but for many, it's full of joy. It's full of meaning. It means a break, a time of celebration. It means, something that they're really looking forward to. But also, for many people, it's like a period where they're kind of maybe dreading some of the get-togethers, or the time where you get to maybe see other people that are really happy when maybe internally things don't feel right. So it can be like a time which is draining. It can be full of conflict even for many people. And it can be like a reminder of unresolved issues in our lives, and maybe even a reminder of failures that we've had in our lives. And I've had many, I'm sure you too. But essentially it can be a time of stress and even pain for many people. And if you think of the two as two poles, I wonder where you sit across those two. Are you closer to one or the other? For me, I'm kind of in the middle. That's sort of where I feel I sit in this season. And for that reason, we started doing this exercise. And the whole purpose of the exercise was to develop a sense of positive momentum. So it was about creating like an energy that will create like a momentum to take us into the end of the year and into the new year. And it's something that is really, really enjoyable. It's not something that's necessarily difficult or hard. It's something that's kind of fun to do. And so I thought it'd be something that might be of interest to you. It might help you. It's helped me a lot, and it might help you a lot. So would you like to find out what the exercise is? Okay. So the exercise is all about managing the momentum in your life of energy. And so the exercise starts. I've got to give it a a name, to be honest. I don't have a name for it. Maybe you can give me an idea for a name. If you've got a great name, once you hear the steps, write it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. But the first thing that we do is with Shez, we get together and we check in to the current driving energy that we have. But what I mean by driving energy is like the emotional, the sense of how we're feeling, and how it's driving our behavior. And so we check in, like, are we feeling negative? Are we feeling down about the year or where things are at? Are we thinking about what we haven't achieved, what we haven't done, what we should have done? All those thoughts that you kind of have at the end of the year often, because it's like a realization, I wanted this, but we're coming to the end of this period, and it's maybe there's things that haven't been achieved or gotten. So we check in with that to take note of where we're feeling, how we're feeling. And what we want to do then is to boost the positive momentum, the positive energy. And so this is what we do to create that boost. And part of the reason why we have this is that in hypnosis, one of the key elements of hypnosis is that what you focus on gets bigger and creates more energy and emphasis in your life. And so what we want to do is to identify what is the positive things in our lives. And what we discovered doing this exercise is that there are many, many things that you just completely forget. And so this is awesome. You'll love it. Okay, you ready? So we get together and we basically look back across the year, and there's a few little rules that we have that to make this exercise work best. But we then look back across the year, both like in personal life and professional or business, and we ask 3 key questions, and we discuss this and we write it down. And the first thing is, what are the good things I achieved or got done? And typically one of the rules is to actually have like a whiteboard or a butcher's paper or a big piece of paper that you can actually both write in and capture. And you start writing things down. What good things did I achieve? What have I gotten done? And if you don't spend time to think about it, to actually capture it and bring it to remembrance, it's really easy to forget a whole bunch of things that good things that have just sort of happened months ago, and you're missing out on the good feeling of having done those things. So we write down, what are the good things I have achieved or got done? The second question that we ask is, what things have I learned or discovered? Because that's another really positive, insightful, growth-focused experience to capture across the year. And it just allows a really, really interesting conversation with your partner or people that you live with, if you do this exercise with other people, where it just helps to kind of build intimacy, connection. You're really getting to share things that maybe you don't talk about on a day-to-day basis, but in this moment of reflection, it allows a deeper reflection and connection with somebody else, which kind of again boosts that positive feeling at the end of the year that builds positive momentum. And the third question that we ask is, what are the favorite memories or things that we're thankful for, or things that we've really valued in this year, and we capture those. And so typically after this exercise we do maybe over an hour or maybe two, and what we find is, because we're getting to talk about things and we say, oh, and remember this, oh, and you have this backwards and forwards, you just discover and reconnect to a whole lot of positivity, a whole lot of good, positive outcomes and changes and things that have happened across the year. And the way that our mind works is that when there's like an overwhelming amount of information, the mind kind of gets a little bit overwhelmed and then captures the feeling. It kind of summarizes the feeling of that overwhelm of information. And so by having all of these positive things that are on that board, on sticky notes or on a piece of paper, your body, your mind kind of captures positive feeling. It boosts that positive momentum, which then helps you to finish the year stronger and prepare for the coming year. And one of the, I kind of said, we do this together. It's not something that we do separately. We do this together because often we will judge ourselves, or we may not remember or even really place value on something, but your partner or other people around you will say, no, this was, remember you did this, that was really hard, and they'll remind you of things that you didn't think of, and they will articulate value in some of those other things. And so super powerful add-on to do it with somebody else, because it just multiplies. It's a force multiplier to do it with somebody else that's close to you, that you share life with. And the last, and this is a rule, is that as you capture all of these things, it has to be captured without judgment. There is no, you're not allowed to downplay the things. No should haves, no could haves, no judgment of, oh, I did this but I should have done that, because that is just a thief of the positivity of what was actually achieved. And we'll talk a little bit about how to move forward into the new year, but right now the goal is to actually bottle up all that positive energy, overwhelm your mind, your brain with the good things that have happened, and so that the mind captures that feeling and boosts that positive momentum in your life. Super powerful. Highly recommend that you take that first step of the exercise. And you could just stop there if you like. If that's useful for you, that might be all that you need to do. And I'd love to hear if you've ever done something like this, or if you've got any ideas of how to do that better. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. But what we do after that is, and sometimes we might have a little bit of a gap, maybe a few days to reflect, to think, but then we come into kind of like a place of stillness or reflection. And often, I would say every year that we've done it, whether we've had like a amazing year or a crap year, we have surprised ourselves at how many things that whiteboard is filled with good things that we've achieved, or that we're thankful for, or that that we valued. Super powerful to do that. And so now that energy, positive energy, has been built up, you're actually able to use that to set you up and to frame and to position you for the new year. And so once you've done that, and maybe you've had a bit of time away, or if you want to do it all as one exercise, that works as well. We've done both. Find some quiet time, and I've found this to be helpful to do this, maybe even individually, but to find some quiet time where you can reflect on what you want to look at moving forward for the new year, reflecting on the new year from this foundation of a boosted positivity. And I found it really helpful to do it early in the morning or late at night, but essentially a time where the environment is conducive for reflection. And what we do then is to kind of refocus, but not in the traditional way of writing goals or coming up with what are they called, New Year's resolutions or anything like that. We typically we don't like that. There are some people that like it and it's useful. We don't do that. But something that is useful for us, and I think it could be useful for you, is to ask ourselves 3 questions again. And the first one is, what's really important for me this coming period? And the coming period could be the next 3 months or the next 6 or the next 12 months. But identifying what is important as opposed to what do I want to achieve kind of changes the dynamic internally, because when you're thinking of what do I want to achieve or what do I have to do, those are tasks where it may be driven by obligations, not truly like what's in here. And so for us to take that positive momentum and to bring you forward into the new year in a strong positive sense, identifying what is actually really important for me. And some of it might be personal, some of it might be to do with business or some aspect of your life, and that's fine. But just capturing some words about what is important for you is super useful. The other question that we ask is, what are the patterns in our life where they need more attention or they need less attention? And so instead of thinking about tasks, achievements that you need to do, we like to think in terms of systems or patterns, the flow of life and where we want to place our energy and attention. Because again, remember, where we place our focus and attention increases in importance and in our minds, in the way that we experience life. And so sometimes there are patterns that you need to place more attention on. And instead of thinking of, oh, I have to exercise 3 times a day or things like that, it's more useful to think about patterns of, maybe I need to place more attention on patterns to do with movement, and just leaving it at that, so that your attention focuses on just movement, on the patterns. There might be some patterns to do with relationships that's important to shift attention on. So where to place patterns. And the last question is, are there any things that we want to start, and are there any things that we want to stop? And that is a practical assessment of where there are things that maybe there's changes that we want to see. But we don't go too deep into creating, like I said, New Year's resolutions or goals or things like that. So we just capture all of these thoughts and ideas, and then we look at them and we say, how congruent are all of these things with each other? Because sometimes you might say, oh, there's this thing that's really important to me, but then when you look at the patterns of your life that you're needing to increase attention to, or what you want to start or stop, is going to conflict with what's important to you. And so then that's an opportunity to reassess and to go, oh no, like this is actually what's important to me. And so we capture that and we keep it, so that then throughout the year, normally what I do for monthly planning is I go back and I look at what's important to me and reflect on that as I think about the months, later on as I do my everyday life. Okay. And the last thing that is useful is to identify which are the one or two things that if we get right, it will have like an oversized positive effect in our lives. And then we use that assessment to focus attention on that thing that's going to be an oversized positive input into our lives. And that's the exercise. What do you think we should call it? I'm curious. I think I'll need some ideas from you. Okay, well, the other one key pattern that we the main reason that I started doing this is the golden reset, where as we see clients in our practice, one of the things that we see is the power of that increased sense of peace in their lives as issues are resolved, but also as they experience peace through the hypnosis and hypnotherapy. And many people ask us of ways that they can continue to embed that sense of peace and to grow that. And that's why we created this, to develop a pattern of embedding peace in your life, to train your body and your whole being to be a calmer, happier you. And so let's get started. I like to get started, and what I like to do is to put a little background music. And obviously, if you're driving or if you're using any kind of machinery, this is not the time to listen to this audio. But otherwise, this is the perfect time to find a comfortable place and to really kind of nestle into that comfortable place. And it might be on a bed, it might be on a really comfortable chair, but you know that feeling when you're kind of moving your body, wiggling a little bit to get comfortable. And so can I just invite you to get comfortable like that, because we're just going to pause for a little bit. And this is a golden reset because it has that feeling. Have you ever been out, maybe near nature, and you see the light of the sun towards the end of the day. I call it golden hour, where it's like everything that light touches is just so beautiful. It's like things are good when you see that light. Well, this moment, this reset, is just like that. And it's like that inside of you. It's like that golden light is shining inside of you. And so, just as maybe you might enjoy to close your eyes or not, but just as you see that light and you catch that feeling that you get from the light, just allow yourself to enjoy that a little bit more. And I'll just take the video off and put a little picture so that it's not distracting, because this is a moment just for you. And the perfect thing, it might have already happened, but the perfect thing to do when you see that golden light is to let a big sigh out. It's like such a relief to know that you can have these moments. Such a relief to pause and to know that peace and happiness are available to you. And it just starts with a breath. And one of the ways that I really like to feel that relief is to take 2 breaths in. And so it's like you breathe in and then breathe in again without breathing out. And you feel that expansion. And it just settles things inside. You can let your breath out like a big sigh of relief. And it doesn't matter what pictures or things your mind is bringing up, because that's what minds do. And that can just flow in and out. But the beautiful thing is that breath. And I wonder if you can notice that breath as it enters through your nose, and you can feel it going in, and that feeling of expanding your chest, and just holding that. It's like you're growing. It's like your capacity is increasing. And you might even start to feel a little bit of that peace increasing. And there's nothing that you need to do. Your breath is the leader, and you can follow your breath as you Notice how your chest and stomach go up and down, and with each breath up and down, there's like a little increase in peace. It feels so good. And allowing yourself to feel good. That's a gift. And it's a gift that you are meant to have. Because your breath was the first gift you received here on earth. And so it's so special to receive it, to really enjoy it, and notice how good it feels to sink a little bit deeper into that feeling of peace and relief. It's like your hands are a little bit more relaxed and letting go. And it just allows you to let go of things, to enjoy this peace. It's such a relief to breathe out and to feel that sense of going deeper into that place of peace. And as you do this more, and you allow yourself to do this more, you are becoming calmer and happier. This is a pattern that increases your happiness. And you've already started. And so you can keep on going easily. And the first time doesn't have to be perfect, nor the second time or the third time. The perfect thing is to just keep going. It's like that golden light. That's so beautiful. And so, as that golden feeling settles deep in your chest and your stomach and your body, and your shoulders are just relaxed, and the muscles on your face are relaxed. Allow that feeling to strengthen a little bit more. Because this is yours to enjoy. And so, as that happens, as that settles in, you might start to come back into awareness of your room. You might even move your hands or rub your hands together and start to feel that feeling of being in the room and being aware and being fully back, aware and conscious and alert. But even as you do, even as you come into that place of alertness, that sense of peace remains with you. And so, I am so happy that we've gotten to share these episodes together and to share the golden reset. I know that as you continue to do it, it will help you to be a calmer, happier you, and nothing would make me happier than for that to be the case for you. And so that brings us to the end of episode 10. Oh my goodness. Well, I am super excited because the first day of 2026 is a Thursday. And so on the 1st, that will be the first day back that will the Golden Pause goes back live, and we go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Australian time. That's like whatever the time is in Sydney, that's the time that I'm at. And so when it's 8 p.m. in Sydney, I'll be doing this this show every Monday, every Thursday, and I love that it's helping your whole system and body be trained to be a calmer, happier you. Thanks for joining me. If you hit that like button or subscribe, that would be wonderful. If you want to leave a comment or give me an idea for a name for that exercise, I would love to hear it. And even if you share, if you did that exercise and how that went for you, I would love to hear it. So have a great break. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. And I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.